What's kind of the biggest change that you've seen within the industry from when you got started to how things are now?
The withdrawal of the human being. So all the auditions now are self-records. In my day, when you started, you went into a casting office. You met the casting directors. You met their very lowly paid associate who was trying to become a casting director. You met the assistant casting director who wanted to be the head casting director, and you met the casting director. Even for commercials, you did everything in person. There was a give and take. The little conversations that you and I are having, you would have with them before and after. I would ask casting directors who I was seeing repeatedly, "How's your family?" I found out, I would do a little research. I found out they had 2 kids. "You have a boy and a girl?" Yeah, my mom taught kindergarten for 30 years. I grew up around helping kids out. I mean, I worked in my mom's classroom. My sister and I both did, you know, and led to little conversations which built amazing human connections. What's the biggest change? Because of technology and because of horrors like COVID, which is a horror. I mean, we can never forget that 1,000,000 people died in this country from it, and many more people have been deeply affected from it and will be affected for life, and it will cut their lives short. And never forgetting that, um, the industry has gone autonomous. Actors are responsible for all their self-records. My voiceovers are all sent in from a booth that I had to pay for and build. All the technology that I had to pay for to get a soundproof booth, as you are with this podcast. I have lights right here as I'm talking to you. I had to upgrade my computer. I had to get in. There was a time when the computers didn't have good microphones. You had to have a lob or you had to have headphones. If you're auditioning, you put the lob on your collar. You had to have good light. You have to, then you have to learn how to transfer all that stuff in the Dropbox or WeTransfer or whatever your transfer service is. It doesn't matter. Um, and with that, I have seen more and more directors, casting directors, argue that they can look at 2 to 3 times as many actors for every role. I personally feel that, we've already learned from social sciences that if you give human beings too many choices, it becomes confusing, and that too can become a waste of time. There was a time when the casting director was trusted, and I feel sorry for casting directors. Not only were they paid for and their studios paid for to hold casting sessions, but they knew the actors really well, and they could say to the director, "I'm gonna save you a lot of time. I've got 6 actors who would all be brilliant in that role. I'm gonna just call those 6 in. You're not gonna look at 66. You're gonna look at 6." Now they look at 66, and they think it's a cool thing because they go, "Oh, I can look at it," and they literally look, and I'm not exaggerating, they probably look at, in some cases, they may look at you for 10 seconds and then just go, "No, that's not the look. That's not the look." And so, I think that, decision making has been sped up, our attention span, as with everything else in life because of technology. There are many, many brilliant, wonderful things about the internet and technology. There are many, things that are harmful, and one of them, as we all know, and as one of the many harmful things is that people don't have the patience to actually consider something other than what was in their head or imagination about a particular role. And so the biggest thing, and it's a tremendous loss. The thing is, Hasim, it's like, if I'm directing an actor, even if it's a commercial, and I haven't met the actor in person, because if I meet an actor in person, even if they nail the audition the first time, I'm always gonna give them some direction to just see if they can take direction in case we change the idea on the set,
Sure.
right? That doesn't happen anymore. You may have an interview over Zoom as we're doing now, or something akin to what we're doing right now. But it's rare that you're actually going into a room. Now, that's still you still go into the room. I just went in for a callback on a brand new play at Studio Theater in DC Tuesday. And so theater is still seeing you. But even in theater, the initial audition is generally recorded, and then the callback will be in person. With film and television, I don't I haven't walked into a room to meet a director or a casting director, and I can't tell you how long. And I'm sorry, but there's, as you know, and I hope all actors know this. On stage, there's 3 kinds of energy. Also in front of a camera, 3 kinds of energy. There's the obvious energy between me and my partner or partners in the scene, between the actors. There's the energy that is going on between the audience off stage or off camera and the actors. There's an energy. And in the case of when you're in front of a camera, there's a crew back there. And you literally can feel their energy if you've tuned your instrument to the place, in my humble opinion, truly my humble opinion, it should be. You can feel energy because crew, however small, crew are watching and they are reacting. And you'll get crews who nod and when director says cut, they'll go, wow. Or you'll hear something subtle like that. You feed off of that. And then, most importantly, and as I'm working with on my students who are just beginning they're just beginning their journeys as actors, the first thing you work on is the energy and the truth within yourself, the communication with what you're feeling. That is lost when the human being doesn't meet you. The director doesn't meet you. The casting director doesn't meet you. Um,
Yeah.
and I think that's a massive mistake. I don't know how it is in England. I don't know how it is in Australia or Canada, the other English speaking countries in their film and television industries. I hope to goodness they're still meeting actors in person. In England, a British director once famously did for my wife said she came in ready to do 2 or 3 scenes, and she said, "Okay, we've had a nice little introduction. That should I just get up and do the scenes?" And he said, "No, no, let's sit down. Let's have it." He called it chat. And he said, she
What's
said,
that?
at the end of the chat, she said, "What's the chat?" And for 30 minutes, he just got to know her. And he said, in my callbacks, I do that with every actor in a callback. I want to know who I'm working with. I want to know who I'm working with.
Hey guys, thank you for checking out The Actor's Instrument on YouTube. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. You can follow us at Actors Instrument Podcast on all social media platforms. Till next time, y'all. Peace.